Hey guys, welcome back to the Doing Stuff channel. And this video is going to be one of my favorite types of videos I like to put up, and it's saving, maybe, hopefully, saving somebody some money. It saved me some money, so I thought maybe I should just go ahead and put it on my channel. You know, in this world we live in, everything's so expensive. And this type of thing might be more so common sense to some people, that they can salvage a piece of furniture by doing, you know, putting boards in it or whatever. But I think there's a lot of people out there that don't realize that they can do this. So, you know, either way, I think it could be value to someone. And so I thought, let's just put it up and see if we can help someone save some money. So I definitely saved some money. I saved over $100 on doing this, and I've saved many more dollars in the past by doing these types of things. All right, guys, I apologize for the lighting. I'm in a basement and we still need to replace out the light fixtures, but as you can see, guys, it's your typical IKEA situation here. But you can see across the top here how the doors are not straight. That's because the whole thing is sagging. And then we can go around to the back side and you can see how it's this flimsy paneling here. I can actually use that as a reference as well. But yeah, so it's basically it's just there's no support. It's unbelievable that they would consider this paneling as a possible support feature for something this large. Anyway, let's go around to the back side here, or the front side. Now, the idea I have, you can just show you how this is designed here. Just kind of open there, and then in here you have shelving, which I'm sure can kind of help with this whole sagging problem. But so to fix this, I think what I can do is I can put a board in the back here on top across, and then maybe do the same thing up here to kind of just get everything back straight. And after I put those boards, that board and that board in there, then I can come around to the back and I can make even more adjustments back here by putting a board across the top secured to those inner boards that we put in there. Now that ideally should get it straightened out, but I might run a board down the bottom to the bottom on both sides of this, just to get it more solid. The other thing that I noticed about this whole situation here is the risk of this tipping over is extremely high. And I was looking at the bottom down here, and it looks like there's supposed to be a board under there. Again, like I was saying, I think a lot of times with this type of furniture, it comes down to how it was assembled. So first thing I want to do, straighten this stuff up, and that way it's straight and the doors will function properly. So first thing I'm going to do is get some measurements up here. So to get my boards, just got to measure across the top, just from this side over to the top. So 30 and 1/4 inch side to side up there. 30 and 1/4 inch. And then we need to get this side from that looks like it's exactly 15 inches. 30 and 1/4 inch on this side, 15 inches on this side. Another idea I could have here, since I'm putting a board up here on top. I can actually attach a board to that board that goes down, up and down the middle of this here, and that'll help keep it solid. And that might be a good idea for this paneling as well, to be better secured to the back, because it'll have a harder surface to nail to. All right, guys, so I did get some 1x4x8s from Lowe's, and they are, I mean, for this kind of stuff, it's, dude, I saved a lot of money just getting this kind of stuff. So it's like, it was like $4, I don't know if there was a sale going on or what the deal was, but I paid like $3-4 for each board. So, you know, that's not a bad gig. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure 30 1/4 for that big side for the top piece. See what I got. Measure off 30 1/4 inches. Square. Which is wrong. That's all. So we've got a good one. Yeah, 34 inch cut. That's one of the reasons I like this. I don't know if you can see the laser beam, but it helps you keep it straight and line. Okay. Didn't expect that to happen, but it did. It definitely happened. Wow, it snapped on me. I had the board placed in a really stupid spot, guys. But let's cut that excess off. You know, considering that wardrobe was designed, that like the paneling was what was keeping it upright before, this one board might actually do the trick, but we'll see. I'm gonna go ahead and install it and just see kind of what it looks, what that does. If it does anything at all, it might not. It may have to just keep on adding to the bracing to make it more solid, but we'll take a look and see what it does. So I paid $4.71 for each 1x4x8 board. So, and I got some screws. I got some of these screws that they're not countersink, because I feel like countersink and that cheap pressed wood stuff ain't going to be a good mix. I feel like that's going to be probably a more secure way to go. These screws were actually, the screws were only $1.48 for a pack of 6. And I got 2 packs just in case. I had screws, but I think it's, I didn't have any of these type. I only had the countersink type, and I don't think countersink is the way to go on like a pressed wood, because that stuff's already so brittle. I didn't want to take any chances on that. So let's go ahead and attach our 30 1/4 inch board across that top piece, and let's see if that does anything. I got a feeling it might help it a lot. I don't know if it'll fix it, but it'll help it. So I got that piece of board just kind of in place right now, and what I realized is I might need a helping hand to hold it in place while I put the screws in. So I got some scrap wood here from another project, and I'm just kind of wedging it in there to keep that board in place, and I will put my screws in from the top. That way there's no spiky screw sticking out anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that and cut a piece to go down the middle here. So remember how we measured 67 1/4 inches from the top to bottom in there? Well, obviously now we have that board in there, so we have to take away an inch because it's a 1x4x8. So now we need a piece that is at least 66 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut that and try to put that in there underneath that support board that we have kind of wedged in place right now. And then that board this new board that we cut will actually help keep that. It should. We want that to be a super tight fit to get that bow out of the top. I don't even know if I was recording when I cut this, but I did go a little bit bigger than 66 1/4, just because I want it to be a real tight fit, because we're trying to get that sag to come up and straighten everything out. But let's go see how this fits. It's going to go down in the middle here, and that's why I see that paneling. It's hard not to imagine there should be a board there. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the middle right there. Then we're going to take a hammer and we're going to slowly tap that in, and we're going to straighten it up, and it's going to take the bow out of this, and then we can remove our little scotch here. Now we can take this out, and it did not move, so that's good. So we're taking out this thing. So now we've got a little direction, good direction here, I think. The bow is gone just with this little T situation here. And so now everything is being held in place by the sag falling down on this board we just installed. So now all we need to do is put some screws in. All right, guys, so our T definitely solved the bow in the back, but let's take a look at what we still have at the front. We still got a sag, but check this out. Here's what I'm gonna do.
You don't even wear the right kind of clothes. You got damn stupid shoes on anyway. Where'd you get them ugly breeches?
I'm just gonna put my foot under this and lift up. Okay? Now watch what that's doing. See that? That's gonna take care of our front sag. Basically, what we can do is we can put support underneath the bottom, because what's happening is the bottom is sagging as well. As a matter of fact, that could be our root problem. There's not enough support underneath this thing. All right, guys, so I went ahead and laid it down. That way I could look at the bottom, and call me crazy, but that looks like a screw hole exactly where there needs to be a support. So I do believe we're missing a support or something that goes there. So I took measurements of this, and I made a little leg that I'm going to put right here where I had my foot and you saw my ugly flip-flops. I'm going to put support right there. That's going to do two things. That's going to align everything back up, and it's going to keep this thing from wanting to fall over, because it definitely is leaning forward. So I'm thinking there was supposed to be a support here. We're going to put this on, and I'm going to lean it back up, and I'm going to see what that does for us, because I think the T does help us, but I'm thinking most of our problem is on this bottom piece. Any love you can offer to this struggling YouTube channel would be greatly appreciated.